The following is a presentation of TFNN. It is now time for the Diagnostic Trading Hour with your host, Darrell Martin. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Darrell Martin.
All right, folks, come on back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. And I got a new Nadex trader that sent me, some posts and some emails. And he had some misconceptions. They were pretty, common misconceptions. And the guy went in and just played around. He wiped out his demo account, literally like all $25,000. Fortunately, if you lose all 25 grand in your demo, Nadex will replenish that account for you with no problem. Unfortunately, they will not let you make withdrawals off the demo. But if you don't have a Nadex demo account, hop on over and click on the Nadex banner on the right side of TFNN.com. Once you do that, your next step is going to go to demo trading account. And fill in your username, your first name, last name, phone, and email address, okay? As soon as you do that, they'll send you a password. You'll be able to log in, and you'll be able to basically learn what all the fuss is about. All right, so why do I keep talking about this? Why do other traders keep talking about this? Why is it growing 400% right now, quarter over quarter? Massively. Traders are hopping on like crazy. They just added on a couple more market makers. So... and there's, traders are loving it. They're getting defined risk, high leverage, time to be right, not getting stopped out. They can do premium collection every hour. They don't have to wait a week for a condor or vertical spread to collect that premium. They can get it in the next 15 minutes if they want to. So, you don't have to wait forever. Why, people, they have weekly binaries, by the way, on Nadex. I rarely trade them. It's not that I couldn't. It's not that I have systems that wouldn't work, but I'm like, why would I wait a week to make what I can make in 30 minutes? Why not just make it a few times a day for 30 minutes a day? And after that, do it every day. That's 15 times versus one time in the same amount of time in a week. Why not just do that? I could, just on and on down the list. And let's see here. Some of the questions, that came up. And actually, I just got another question that came in, too, from Tom over on the scanner there. And he has a question about the Nadex Indicative Index and how it's different than, he says, U.S. index. But I think he means than the actual futures contract. And he's talking about the Nikkei. So there's a couple things there that you want to make sure you're looking at on the Nikkei, Tom. You want to make sure that you are looking at the SGX, the Singapore index, okay? Let me go over here and show you what I mean. If we go up here on Nadex to markets, and we go to stock indices, and we go down and we look at the available indices, and we look at the Japan 225 or the Nikkei, we're going here to contract specs, get the details. What is the exact future being followed? Okay, and what we're going to find out real quick, if we go on down here, is that they're not following the CME Nikkei 225 index futures. They are following the Singapore Nikkei 225 index futures. So they are going to be priced differently. They're also following the yen-based ones, okay? So because there's different pairs. There are different, not pairs, but different futures contracts. So if you're over here and, from your broker, you go and you grab the CME Nikkei 225, you're going to be severely upset because it is going to vary. Let's see here. Maybe I'll even pull them up for you. We'll look at it, okay? But if we go here to international, let's see that we got dollar, we got yen, okay? And notice right there, there's a 10-tick difference immediately just on the dollar versus the yen quote. And so pretty much 10 ticks off. Let's see here. I can't remember. Singapore Nikkei 225 futures. And there we go, SGX, obviously. But I'm I was hoping to see if I could find a direct subset link. Here's a current and historical data. Let's see what that has. What if they have a feed coming in? Okay, so the SGX and by the way, the symbol is NK. It's not NU and all that stuff. It's NK. All right. The current contract. Oh, here's the months. You got basically it trades every month. All right, so it rolls over pretty quick. The front month is currently May. Let's see, what do we got on the front month over here? On this, we got June. So there's another difference. Okay, you got a month of difference. Let me see. Let me log into Nadex. I want to check something out on this. And let me log in here. And when I bring that up, let's see if they'll show me anything. Right up here, we'll go into the indices. There we go. Look at the weeklies. All right. So they're looking at the June contract. And let's see, NK1, NK2. It says NK1, NK2. Oh, it's as of May. I'm like, why would they have May? That didn't really make sense. We're in May. Okay, so that is the June contract. All right, so they're both on June. That's good. All right, so we got June and we got June. We got 1400, we got 1410, and over here on the Nikkei, the last quote was 1412. Okay? So 1412. So literally, we have a 12-tick difference instantly just on the CME. And I mean, we got 10 right there between the yen and the dollar one. So if we go yen to yen, okay, we're looking at yen right here. We have a 12-tick difference from yen pair on the CME to yen on the Singapore exchange. So there's 12 ticks. Then if we go and we pull up over here in the indicative, so right here, and we go to the indices, we got Nadex indicative index information, just click on that. And then we go over here to the Japan 225 or the Nikkei or whatever, I don't care. So you say tomato, I say tomato. The SGX 225. And we look at the indicative. The last quote we got is 14.123. Okay? So let's make sure that's on last. Okay, so you can do last week, do mid, see if that changes it that much. Let's move this over. Yeah, it's about the same. It should be technically last, especially being future. But so 14.123. Well, over here we got 14.12. Over here we got 14.10. Okay. Actually, I guess it's quoting. It's moving right now, which is sort of odd because it isn't. But CME's allowing it to trade. So, so as those quotes come in, let's see if we get a later quote right now. Yeah, see, that's stuck right there. So one, you got to make sure you're looking at the exact same time. So if you're comparing CME to SGX to Nadex, make sure you're looking at the exact same time stamp. Okay? Otherwise, you have to make sure you're looking at the same time zone on the timestamp. So you may have like a Central Time and Eastern Time. On Nadex will have Eastern. Maybe on CME you'll have Central. Maybe over in Singapore, whatever time zone that is. So just make sure that your time zones line up. Otherwise, your pricing could be off because you're looking at the wrong timestamp. Make sure it's live. So that's part of that time zone lining up thing. So make sure I'm looking at a live update. Notice how Nadex is, obviously they're closed on the Nikkei. They close it down like at, I want to say it's 2 or 2:30 or something like that. I don't trade it that often. But 14.123 right there. So they that last quote came in at, well, there you go. Closing bar 5 minutes at 2 o'clock. So make sure your times line up. Make sure your timestamps line up. Make sure your time zones line up. And then even with all that, understand that CME is not the same thing. So right now we're getting even a bigger differential. Okay? So don't be looking over here at the CME Nikkei 225 yen. It's not the same thing. It's not the SGX. The other thing is make sure you understand what an indicative price is. Okay? An indicative price is a settlement style price. CME does this. Everybody does this. Okay? They have a method for settlement. So, obviously, Nadex is an exchange. They can't give you the other exchange's price. That's not going to happen. They can make their own indicative based on that price, though, and that's what they do. So they take the last 25 trades on futures. Okay, that's how they do futures. They take the last 25 trades, they average the middle 15, and that gets sort of spurious high and low quotes. It makes it harder for someone to, it makes it really hard, actually, very expensive and very hard and very dangerous for somebody to try to manipulate. So they take the last 25 trades, they take the average of the middle 15, and that is then what everyone is able to see as the indicative price. And that's exactly how they figure out settlement. Now, the indicative quote is not the settlement price. It's not the official settlement price. If you want the official settlement price, then you can go over here to Tools, and you can go to the Nadex results page. And right there, it's where they're going to list all the expirations and all the settlements, and you just got to click on the, you can also see the daily results. It takes a minute actually for this page to load. You think it's loading, but then it finally just appears out of nowhere. And you can actually see the expiration value. So, like, what did every contract expire at? Was it a buyer payout or a seller payout? Because every contract is always in the money and out of the money both, depending upon what side you're on, if it's a binary as of expiration. But I mean, they'll list them like for the last week. Okay? So I record all this information every day. I have a program that goes in and pulls it all off and records it. But right there, so that's how you find out that, and you can look at that information, but that will, vary. If you go back to that results page, let's just look up, let's make sure we're on the top of the page so we get the most recent date here. What I don't like is how they stick the stupid date at the top, because then they have multiple tables. So, they call it Japan. What am I thinking? Okay, so if we go down to their last trade, because they just added in, by the way, all these other contracts. Looks like it actually goes to 225. Okay, so 225 expired at 14/1/24. Now, am I on the right date? That's my next question. Let me scroll up here. Let's go a little faster. I hate that they don't put the date to the side. Okay, so yeah, that's 5/16. Okay, we need to go way down. Let's see here. All right, well, I'll pull that up here in just a moment. We'll look at it. We'll try to compare. I want to show you why these differences appear and these misconceptions happen and people get upset because they don't understand what they're doing. We'll be right back.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, the Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Investors, Taz Market Research delivers to its subscribers expert commentary on the analysis of 15 different markets each day. Get this invaluable and timely information through the daily market research videos Taz Market Research produces each day before 9 a.m. The video analysis will include reports on currencies, interest rates, indices, metals, energies, grains, and more. You'll be able to gauge where high profitability setups are in each of the markets. Receive a free 2-week trial subscription to Taz Market Research videos on the front page of TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pezzamento, Andy Hecht, Victor Jones, or Darrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing. Darrell takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
All right, folks, we're going back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. So looking at a few things, and okay, so another topic that just came up on the site. I'll come on back here to this settlement thing. But make sure that you are paying attention and you understand that live and demo are not the same thing. Obviously, money-wise, but also just the platform itself. Okay, they'll test things out in demo before they put them in live. Sometimes, there may be a function that's not working in demo that's working in live. One trader just brought something up about the ticket not having something like it didn't have this indicative price in there. Let's see here. Looking over here, and if I pull this up and I pull up a ticket, I'm not seeing an indicative right now on just the demo for some odd reason. Over here, if I open up a ticket on small cap, I am seeing the indicative price. So there's some weird thing going on. So here's what you do, okay? There's 2 steps I recommend. One is click My Accounts, go here to Contact Us, Message Us, and then fill in the form there to say, hey, it's not showing up. 2 is just go over to Nadex's website and right at the bottom, call them. Anytime I have a problem with the platform, okay, I call Nadex. Don't call me. Now, if you have a problem with a scanner or one of our plugins, yeah, call me, because they don't support that in any way, shape, or form. But if you're on their platform, just on their platform, not on our scanner, not using our plugin, but just on their platform, and you see that something's not quoting, something's not coming up, but indicative isn't showing, you're having a browser issue, whatever it is, call them, okay? If you're still stuck, let me know. I found out, a lot of little tricks and, tips and tricks along the way that have been really helpful. But anyway, definitely, I would call them if you don't see the indicative and you're trading demo, then call them up and let them know. And they'll help you out. So they're very responsive, as much as they can be. I mean, understand you're not talking to the programmer. You're talking to somebody who is, customer service. Be polite to them. I'm sure if there's a problem, they've had 500 other calls also. But also, don't assume. This is one thing I found. Don't assume that they have had calls already. Because I've actually found out, like, something's been down, and I'm asking, like, 20 of my traders, I'm like, well, has anybody called? And they're all like, no, I figured somebody would have called. Be that somebody. You would rather, as a trader, them get 50 calls about the same issue, because it's not going to be the person working on it, okay? They have to get it to the person working on it. Then everybody assume that somebody else is calling and nobody call. So it's sort of like if you ever been, you saw a wreck and you called 911 and they're like, yeah, we already got calls on it, thank you very much. They move on. They're not being rude to you. They're getting back on the calls. So except for it's not as 911-ish. But though it may feel that way sometimes, depending upon what's going on. Anyways, if you ever see something, give them a call, okay? But now let's hop back on our topic here of looking at the indicative, the settlement prices, okay? And let's see, we're going over, and I'll pull the page up again. I'll show you where that's at in case you don't know. There's a couple places to find it. But you got daily bulletin, you got results, you got time and sales, you got position limits. Okay, these are all things, you got rules, what are the rules in trading? And for them, for the market maker, for you, hours and holidays, these are very good, simple, useful links that most people never look at. And they're one of those, they're boring links. They're like basic number information links. So, position limits, right there. So it tells you how many can you get into at one time, how does that work, all that stuff. So on a certain market, we impose position limits that define the maximum aggregate position an individual can hold on a single contract, okay? If at the daily market close, an Nadex account holder or a customer of an FCA member holds a position on the exchange that is at or above the reportable level, Nadex is required to inform the CFTC of that position for their record. So, which is sort of actually absolutely hilarious that they would have a reportable level on spreads, because there's not a single spread that exists on Nadex that you can hold past the end of the day. So but it's a rule that has to be put in there, because just in case one day there is, I guess. Maybe that's why the rule's there. But, so you can see what the position limits are on a single contract. That does not mean you couldn't have multiple different strikes and contracts. All right, stay right there. We'll go back into some of these details on time and sells and results and daily bulletins and everything else. Be right back.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's Nadex.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. Andy Hecht has just announced a live 90-minute webinar that he'll be hosting Saturday, June 7th from 9:30 till 11 a.m. Eastern Time, entitled Energy Opportunities During the Summer of 2014. With the frigid winter having depleted some key energy stockpiles, Russian political tensions high, and the storm season for the Gulf setting up to reverberate through energy markets worldwide, opportunities could present themselves over the summer months that could provide huge payoffs. When you sign up, you'll gain immediate access to a 7-page report Andy has put together as an introduction to what he'll be covering, so you can start preparing and get a feel for what Andy will be discussing live during the workshop on Saturday, June 7th. Andy will be advising his attendees of at least one trading recommendation in each area, including crude oil, natural gas, coal, and refining spreads and oil products. The best part is that this live 90-minute webinar is only $99. Don't wait. Sign up today and reserve your spot while gaining instant access to Andy's 7-page report right now. For all the details, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Darrell Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Darrell Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or Tiger TV streams. We say you can.
Now let's go over to the dollar, because the dollar is going to be the generator. It is the generator of basically higher dollar, lower market. And what the dollar has done, and this whole uptrend, folks, has just gone sideways. The way it works, folks, is this.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
All right, folks. Welcome on back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. Okay, so we're going in, there's position limits, there's reportable levels. People go, how many can I do? On Forex, there is no limit, okay? There's no limit on FX on how many you can do. Why do they have a reportable level? All futures have this. This isn't like a unique thing to Nadex on positions or reports. So basically, if somebody takes a large enough position in something, they could be manipulating it. And I'm not talking about just like trying to manipulate for ticks. I mean, they could be trying to manipulate the oil market, manipulate the meat market, manipulate, energy, food. I mean, commodities are a whole different thing than stocks, okay? And so you don't want somebody that's completely going in there, and when I say manipulate, like own it. All right, so anyway, so looking at it and seeing what we got. Right here, got that knocked out, results page, but we're getting May 16th. That really doesn't help me. Let's see if they got May 20th on here. 05-20 or -19 maybe. All right, let's go to the Daily Bulletin. So to get the latest Daily Bulletin, go ahead and click here. I'm guessing I got to click on it. Yep. 15th, 16th. That's odd. All right, so, maybe the page isn't updated. I may have to go back and pull my historical ones because I was wanting to teach you the difference on the indicative settlement. But you understand, I already went through earlier what the formula was for indicative and how it works and why it can be a little bit different on that indicative price that you see. And when you understand that, it ought to resolve a lot of questions, a lot of misunderstandings, a lot of I'm pissed off because, in reality, you're pissed off because you don't understand why something is the way it is. So anyways, but I wanted to bring that up because Tom brought up, and I've had some other people bring it up, that it says, like, right now I should be in the money, but the Nadex indicative index is off by 20 ticks. Well, are you looking at the U.S. Singapore index futures, or are you looking at the U.S. quoted ones, or are you looking at the yen quoted ones? Right there, that alone would throw you off by 10 to 12 ticks easy, okay? Are you looking at the Singapore, or are you looking at the CME? That could be another 2 to 10 ticks easy on the yen right there. Then add in, so just look at the right thing, bottom line. And then are you understanding that indicative is the average of the last 25 trades, middle 15, okay? So if you're off by 20 ticks, you're probably looking at the wrong contract. So anyways, but, he said, you mentioned that people can be upset by this practice. I feel pretty upset too. Again, that's coming all back to looking at the right thing. It's not a discrepancy, it's a misunderstanding. So, and that's why I like to address these. I did a webinar last night, and I spent about an hour on misunderstandings on spreads. That was just the first hour of my webinar. And it was actually how to pick the right spread. But I'm like, I got to get rid of all these misunderstandings that people have about them just so I can get you on the right page to know which one to pick. Because if you have these false assumptions, you're not ever going to pick the right one. So we spent a whole hour just knocking out misconceptions. And let's see here. Okay, so some of the things that came in today on another trader. Is it common for a binary to turn around, or the market to turn around like right at the top of an hour, right after expiring? Yeah, it is, because algos fire off the top of the hour. And so very often I actually have a strategy that's just based on right at the top, or right before, or right before an hour expires, or right before an hour begins, looking directionally for a breakout with any kind of volume. And usually that's a great, easy, short, quick trade. Okay, so it's very common. And another trader today, I'm looking at my NinjaTrader Forex charts, and they're working great. How you told me to set them up is working great, but the index feed that you're showing me, is not matching up here. Like something seems slow or off, to what it should be. Okay? And so it seems like my trade's just sitting here out of the money for 20 minutes. It's not moving. I'm losing money. Again, indicative is the last 25 trades. Now, in Forex, it's the last 25 mid-quotes, non-sequential mid-quotes. Why mid-quotes? Because Forex can have like 5-tick bid-ask spreads, 8-tick bid-ask spreads on spot Forex depending upon the FX pair. Especially like Aussie yen, stuff like that can get really wide and get crazy. And so you'd be having like this last trade like 8 ticks apart over and over and over, like jumping. Okay? So to keep that in check, they use mid-quotes, which is a very fair and good way to do it. It may piss you off sometimes, but it actually is a fairest way to do it. Otherwise, you could have, just one quote bringing up an entire thing by like 8 or 10 ticks. Okay? And that would just throw off the entire formula. So another comment that comes up. I got Ninja, but it doesn't seem to have all the Forex pairs that are on Nadex. What am I doing wrong? Okay, you need to add them to your instrument list. So just go to Tools, Instrument Manager. And you're going to go over here, and you're going to choose whatever you want. I want, Euro USD. And you can add that in. Maybe you, maybe you want Euro CAD. That's not on Nadex. You can make it synthetically. You search it and see if you can find it. If you can't find it, it's like, okay, wait a minute. Let me get rid of that little slash. There we go. Okay. Euro CAD. Click Add it on. Other people have problems like they don't have the oil July contract like Nadex shows. It's probably because you haven't rolled over your contract. So what you do is you just click on the contract here, you say get rid of it and add it back on. And what it'll do is it'll add back on that current month. It's like when we roll over here soon to the September futures on the indices here, here next month. And what you're going to do is you're going to click on ES, you're going to right click and left click, and you'll have the most current one. It's literally, you don't have to even look it up. You just right click, left click. And it's very simple. So if I get rid of it and I add it back, it'll put it right back on there with the current month on there for me. Okay? GE and 6E are not the same thing. GE is Eurodollar. It's an interest rate product, whereas 6E is the Eurodollar spot forex. Okay, or the Eurodollar forex exchange, foreign exchange. I'm sorry, not spot forex, but Eurodollar foreign exchange. So make sure you do understand what the symbol is. Go to the exchange, read it if you don't know. Inside the scanner itself, we actually do list off what all the futures are, the futures forex are. A big mistake I see a lot of traders make is they think I can use MetaTrader 4. I don't need a futures data feed if I just want to trade forex. You're wrong. You're so wrong. Why? Because you need volume. You need volume. Listen to anybody on this entire 9 hours, all different traders with all their own styles. You need volume. Okay? And so, again, under Nadex information, I tell you what those volume pairs are. But I use the futures forex volume on all my forex pairs. I mean, I go in, I use euro and yen combination for euro yen. So it doesn't matter. I use the futures forex volume for all spot forex trades. I don't do a lot of spot forex anyway. But just to lay that out there, you need to make sure you have the futures contracts, okay? And if you don't know what they are, if you need some help on that, I'll definitely be glad to put that on there. We should probably add those. And let me see. I'll get a screenshot of that so I can remember to. We'll put in all those futures FX pairs for you. Get those in as one of our. We're always doing little upgrades with information that are helpful. And let's see. But, quick list for you, 6E, 6B, 6C, okay, 6S, whatever. But if you'll just go over here to the spread scanner, what's really nice is it'll actually tell you what they are. Just choose, let's see, we'll choose Aussie dollar, Euro dollar, pound dollar, US yen, and dollar. Okay, so that will get you the ones that matter. And right there, so it'll tell you, we should probably add that, 6A right there. So there's 6A, there's 6B. Dollar franc, technically, it still does have a future, though, so we should add it on. But you got 6C and 6J and 6E and 6S. So, okay, so that knocks that out for you. Let's knock out our last part of the day. Let's make sure we get our news plan ready to go. Let's see, tonight, what do we got? We got monetary policy statements. Okay, we're not going to be able to trade that, okay? I mean, you could trade it, but you're not going to have, stats on it that you can go in and you can trade based off of. So, because it's not a timely news event. It's going to happen, between, 11:30 and 1:30. So, if you want to get the exact times of when it comes out, again, I showed this yesterday. You just click on it. You right-click on, the next, say, 5 or so. So add this to your news plan, okay? Right-click on this. We're going to go look at them. We got 11:50. We got 10:50. We got 11. We got 11:30. Got 11:20. Okay, so we're basically going to expect between 10:30 and, let's see, what was the latest time? We had an 11:50, so I'm going to say between 10:30 and midnight, we're going to expect that monetary policy statement to come out. Be aware of that event, okay? It will impact the yen. These other things right here, I'm not even going to pay attention to them, okay? For the rest of the day on that stuff. Let's see. Let's look at tomorrow. But again, be aware of that event tonight. Bank of Japan is going to have a press conference, apparently at 2:32 a.m. You got to love that precision. Not at 2:31, not at 2:33, not at 2:30, but at 2:32, they're going to start their press conference. I wonder what happens for the first 2 minutes. That is an event you're going to need to be very aware of. Okay? That will definitely be impacting the markets. And So high impact event expectation. So sort of a follow-up to the monetary policy results, and they're going to come on, they're going to talk about it. So this is sort of like phase 2 of them releasing those monetary policy results, okay? Now, so be, again, very aware of that. Expect a lot of volatility. There'll be an outlook report come out 30 minutes before for the Bank of Japan. So they're going to have a press conference, they're going to have an outlook report. So you also have the 2 a.m. report. So there's just a slew of yen events. But specifically, you know, between 10:30 and midnight, you got the monetary policy. Then at 2 a.m., you're going to have the Bank of Japan's outlook report on the economy. And then at 2:32 specifically, I find that funny, you're going to have the Bank of Japan press conference, okay, which will definitely, like I said, have an impact on the market, something that you want to be very aware of. Okay, and when I say market, I mean yen, which can impact dollar, which can impact everything, okay, but directly, obviously, on yen. Now, if I go over here, let's see, what else do we got? We talked about CPI last night. We got that covered already. We got the MPC meeting minutes are coming on out. We got retail sales coming out for Wednesday. And then we're going to have to go to GDP and all that stuff for Thursday. So let's go ahead and cover the Wednesday stuff that you need to be aware of. If we go to the MPC meeting minutes, our average high to low, not necessarily our most important number, but is 80 pips on the pound dollar. So, and over 80% of the time, it breaks 50 pips. That's high to low after the report within 2 hours. Okay, so let's see. So with that, you could look at a potential straddle or strangle. I'm just trying to see if I can find some really good, tighter numbers for you. Retail sales is going to come at the same time, it looks like. So if we're going to go over here, and we're looking at this report on the meeting minutes and the retail sales. Where are we at? Where is the report? All right, so if we go in, let me pull up. Oh, yeah, I want to get rid of that. There we go. Okay, we got monetary policy statement. And then go into the Wednesday morning. Right here. Okay, so yeah, we're going to have the pound reports, and that press conference, like I said, that was 2:32 exactly last time, so we want to see what were they before that. I just found it really funny that they started it right at that time. But let's get rid of these policy statements. Okay, 2:32, 2:33. There's a 3:26 one. That one actually took a little, they started later. That I bet that's a time zone difference right there. If we kept going back, I bet they're going to drop right back to 2:30 eventually. If we go in. But yeah, so expect that around 2:30 right now. Okay? 3:30, 3:30, and if we keep going back far enough, we'll find the 2:30s again. But I expect 2:30. Could happen at 3:30, but I'm with 99% sure that's going to be due to change there. Okay, so the two things we got to worry about in the morning are going to be the retail sales and the bank rate votes, the asset purchase facility. Usually a high impact event, about 80 pips, high to low. If I go over and I look at the retail sales number that comes out, I'll give you the exact pip movement, the plan, the expectation on how we're going to look at trading that report for tomorrow morning. Right when we get back after this.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com. Eastern legend tells of a fair maiden who was offered a rare gift by the king of the land, a bag of pearls. The king promised that she could keep the largest, most perfect pearl she could find with these 3 conditions. 1, choose only 1 pearl. 2, remove 1 pearl at a time, accept or reject it. And 3, if rejected, it would be lost forever. She began by looking at the pearls, passing on many special treasures. She delved deeper into the bag, and soon the pearls were replaced with pebbles. Sadly, she went home empty-handed. Folks, replace pearls with time, because we cannot go back even 2 seconds. We live in the eternal moment of now. So when now are you going to take advantage of my offer to you, a subscription to my daily investment newsletter service, Mastering Probability, where you can experience the most incredible pearls for trading and investing, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator and Strategy. The offer? It gets better. A 30-day money-back guarantee. Don't go home empty-handed. Mastering Probability. Available on the homepage of TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
Join David White as he keeps you up to date on the latest tech stocks while he uses his Power Law Vector Indicator to identify the best trades. The Power Trading Hour, next on TFNN.
All right, folks, coming back to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. Okay, we're going ahead and we're trying to wrap up this report here for today. And we're going in, we're talking about what we're looking at directly for the news event coming up tomorrow with the pound retail sales, the MPC meeting minutes. Usually a pretty decent trade as far as about 80 pip movement high to low, 50 pip on average. Understand that 80 pip high to low does mean high to low. Could be 40 down, could be 80 up from there. That could be 80 high to low without 80 pips from release to high, release to low. Also, very important to understand that on this event, the market will often move about 10 to 20 pips before, between midnight and the release coming out. That is not an uncommon event. So I would actually play this trade the exact same way as yesterday's trade on the pound dollar. Just the way that the event rolls out, I'd be looking at a potential combination, okay, of doing a straddle or an iron condor, either iron condor before if you can get $50, a straddle if you can do it for less than 40 for a 7 a.m. expiration. Either way, like so you're at somewhere between 11 and midnight, even 11 and 1, okay? If you can get in there between 11 and 1 for less than $40 for a straddle on pound dollar, and make sure you've taken your profit, that's your 1-to-1. Make sure you check out your deviation levels. Or if you can get in at 4 a.m. for about a 50 pip one, just understand that on this report, let's see, we have, as far as ones that actually moved that far, we had one that moved like 67, so it'd be only like a $17 loss if you'd have got 50. The last one you would have made about $30 on. One before that you would have made 18. One before that you would have lost 50. Okay, would have been a hit. The one before that you would have made 40. One before that you would have made 32. One before that you would have made 45. One before that you would have made 12. One before that you would have made 10. One before that you would have made about 12. And let's see, going before that we had about 27 pips. And then about 20 pips. So we did have one big hit in there, but that's it. Okay, some of them we only made $5. If you were able to get, one of them we made 15. We lost 15. So we lost 15 on one, we lost a little like 55 on another, but all the others were making 20, 30, maybe 5 or 10, but a lot of 30s, a lot of 20s. So if you get 50 pips on the thing, but that's right before expiration. So because the thing, like I said, can easily move about 20 pips on it. So you could try the midnights. It's just if I go back and I look at midnights and holding it, then let's see if it basically is like, does it trend and then keep trending? If it trends and comes back, it actually is great. If it trends and keeps trending, that's where it's going to hurt you. And on the trend and keep trending part, most of the time it actually does go back in the other direction, which is actually a good thing. So I guess you can actually pull off. Now, Condor, there's one time, that one where it went 90, it actually went it actually went about 200 if you went from midnight, because it went 100 pips before even midnight even came around. That was back on October 17th. Okay? So, it's my daughter's birthday. And then, let's see here. Yeah, so the nights where it trends in one direction, it keeps going, it really, really keeps going. So those are trades that most of those you would have lost anyway. So to sort of put down the stats for you, how you put them together. But overall, a great trade in Iron Condor. Ideally, you're doing that thing at 5, or you're doing, if you can get in for $40 around, anywhere between, I say before 1 a.m., if you get in for, $40 or less, and put on your straddle, so that if you make back your 40 plus 20, so you need a 60 pip move, a little bit above that average, the 50, but less than the 80 pip high to low average. If you get a 60 pip move from where the market's at when you get in, then that would be a good straddle for you. As long as you're entering before 1 o'clock, and you can get it for less than $40 combined. All right, that's our trades for tomorrow. Hope y'all have a great day.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
You're watching Tiger TV.